So, of course, foreign policy is expected to be one of the big topics tonight. On the stage behind me, of course, the controversial nuclear deal with Iran will definitely come up tonight. In a speech yesterday, President Obama essentially comparing Iranians who chant death to America with Republican critics of his deal.
It's those hardliners chanting death to America who've been most opposed to the deal. They're making common cause with the Republican caucus.
Big cheers in the room for that one. KT McFarland is a Fox News national security analyst and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense. KT, good to have you here this morning. Your reaction to what the president had to say there?
You know, the hardliners in Iran who are chanting death to America, it's not the guys that Kerry negotiated with. It's their boss. It's the supreme leader. It's the only guy whose opinion in Iran matters. He's the one who's chanting death to America. He's the one that last week even put out a pamphlet talking about the number of ways they're going to annihilate Israel, how they fooled and tricked, and they're going to defeat the great Satan. So President Obama is absolutely disingenuous when he says that.
All right, let's listen to Charles Krauthammer last night on this as well. Let's play that.
It's vintage Obama, the demonization of his opponents, the lumping them together with people chanting death to America, I must say is a new low for the president, which is saying a lot considering how he does demonize the opposition.
It's not just that. It's when President Obama, what really got me was he said, it's either this deal or it's war. Big time. So he emphasized that. He's now said that if his deal doesn't go through, then we're going to have war. Well, you know, that's not only is it irresponsible, but it's stupid because the support for this deal is waning. What if it doesn't go through Congress? Is he prepared to have a declaration of war? What does he mean by that? And when he said there's a lot of space.
It's like walking up to it, it's like a red line, setting a red line once again, right?
But it's a big gulf because there's a lot of space. Diplomacy is made between the space between capitulation and war, and that's where Obama refuses to go. And then what really offended me was at the very end he compared himself to Reagan. I knew Reagan. Obama's no Reagan. Reagan found the space between capitulation and war. Obama never finds it, and he sets up the straw man every time.
All right, so the 17 candidates that we're going to speak with tonight will be grappling with these same questions, and one of them will be the nominee eventually. What do you want to hear from them tonight?
I want to know if they find that space. You know, what is their alternative? What's their plan between capitulation and war? We know that none of them like the Iran deal. So what are they going to do instead? Are they going to cause regime change in Iran? Are they going to tear down the cyber wall? Are they going to use economic pressure? Are they going to try to renegotiate, reimpose the sanctions, work with the allies, work with our allies in the region? There's a lot that can be done. And I keep looking back. All these candidates have said at one time or another, I'm Reagan. I'm the new Reagan. I'm Reagan's heir. Okay, Reagan found that space. He took down the Soviet Union without firing a shot, because he used economic, political, diplomatic, and moral outrage at the Soviet Union, and it collapsed. What's their plan for defeating Islamic extremism and to make sure there is not a nuclear arms race in the Middle East, and that somehow, in their presidency, because they're going to face it, how do they keep nuclear weapons out of the hands of Islamic extremists?
That is the challenge of our time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of these people needs to take that on, and they will go against the Democratic candidate in the big showdown in 2016. KT, thank you. Great having you here in Cleveland with us. Good to see you as always.
Big time issues. Thanks, KT. Hours from now, Republican candidates will fill the stage behind us. And one name is on the mind of many, and that is Donald Trump. Our panel weighs in on which version will be at the podium tonight.
You have to be who you are. I don't have any pollsters. I know the other folks have pollsters, and they're, you know, everything's got to be just perfect. The fact is, the pollsters oftentimes, they don't work. If they were any good, why aren't they running? So I really just want to be myself.